Just a short video on the effect that very long service lives have on vacuum internal atmosphere incandescent lamps, specifically this one, which just failed a couple of days ago. Actually, it had failed about 4 to 6 times previously, but I was able to tap the lamp and get the broken filament to reconnect. Now, of course, a piece of the filament wire has actually broken off. It's just floating around loose in the envelope, so it's truly dead now. But note this relatively even brownish black coating on the inside of the lamp. That is condensed tungsten, because as an incandescent lamp is burned, the tungsten evaporates off of the filament. This is actually something that in halogen cycle lamps is counteracted by the halogen gas fill. But note that it is condensed more or less evenly. That is because this lamp has a vacuum internal atmosphere. If this were gas filled, with any number of different gases, it's really all the same. The gas would have, the tungsten would have condensed in the vicinity of the neck, because this lamp was burned base up. If this lamp had been burned base down, there'd be a dark spot on the crown of the envelope, and if the lamp had been burned on the side, there'd be a dark spot above wherever the filament was. But because this is a vacuum lamp, the condensed tungsten is more or less evenly distributed over the inside of the envelope. And of course, also this lamp was in service for about 9.5 years, because it does not have the date code written on the base, because I didn't start doing that until mid-2014. So it predates that, and yeah, very long, very reliable service. Easily got a good 8,000 to 10,000 hours out of this lamp, which isn't surprising, because ordinarily these 33A19 sign lamps have design lives of typically 3,000 hours, but it's on 130 volts. Typically our mains potential here is in the order of anywhere from about 120 to 123 volts. But yeah, decent quality lamp, actually made in Youngstown, Ohio in April of either 1997 or 2005, going by the date code, and of course I have a video on how to decode the date code stem press markings in these General Electric commercial service lamps. Also note the interesting difference in the etch, because this one actually has the standard designation of one of these sign lamps, 33A19/5. The 33, of course, refers to the power rating of the lamp in watts. A, envelope shape. This is actually a short neck, or these are both short neck A19s, almost a P19, but it's close enough to an A that it's called an A. And of course, 19/8 inch maximum diameter as measured in a plane normal to the lamp's central axis. And of course, the 8/5. General Electric often did that for these 33 watt sign lamps. Note this one has a bit more complicated etch. It actually says 33 watts, 130 volts. The General Electric meatball, if you don't know what that GE logo is called, that is called the meatball. Pair of stars, and group replacement. The group replacement referring to this as being a type of lamp which is often replaced in groups when a certain number have failed or after a certain number of burn hours. All of the lamps are replaced even if they're still working, because especially since this is a sign where you could easily have thousands and thousands of these lamps in one thing, spot replacements would be very time consuming and very expensive, and even if the lamps still work, you're better off just in terms of the economics replacing all of them in one shot. So if you've never seen what a group, or if you've never known what a group replacement on a lamp means, that's what it means. You'll also see that on a lot of street lighting lamps as well. Like this one. This is a 6,000 lumen nominal, 405 watt, 3,000 hour street lighting lamp. See, 405 watts, 120 volts. The 7 is the date code, because these use a slightly different format from these. because of course, as you can see, it's got a metal heat reflector disc crimped onto the stem press, so you're not able to read it. So this has a little bit more of a complicated etch. Focus, you camera. So these dots refer to various things like the month, production grouping, etc. The 7 in this case refers to the year of manufacture, 1997. I actually know for a fact that this lamp was made October 1st, 1997, because it's stamped on the case. Because yes, I've got a couple of cases of these because I'm special. And of course the group placement on the bottom there. See right there, 10/1/97, October 1st, 1997, 405 PS40/54. 54 is again another thing that General Electric would do on street lighting lamps. And of course 24 lamps, 24 units in sale. Reason for that being different is for purposes of inventory. For things like GLS lamps, very common for General Electric, that would be usually 48 or sometimes 24 lamps. But because the lamps would be 2 to 4 to a package, the units of sale is the actual quantity of thing that would be sold, because of course this post dates when you could buy lamps individually out of their packages. There's 120 volts, and yeah, something you unfortunately don't see all that much nowadays. Because of regulatory stupidity and outright evil.